Long ago, in a continent far, far away, the world began to separate into two groups, the imperialist and the imperialized. The imperialists were the Europeans and the Americans. The imperialized included Asia, India, Africa, and of course, what we've been known as, the Chinese. During the age of imperialism, there were some positive and many negative effects on our society. In our journey through imperialism, we hope that you will see the effects it has had on our past and our present.
During the 1800s, England was a striving, colonizing, and powerful nation. They used the theory of social Darwinism to justify their cruel and greedy actions. They set out on a path to be the greatest nation by enlarging their empire and controlling the trade. England had already successfully conquered other nations before spotting our glorious country on the map.
Europe finally made their way to us to try and cheat the merchant out of the country's valuable resources. The English wanted so badly to get their grubby little hands all over our precious tea, china, and silk. They became filled with lust for power that they deceived China, losing all morals and respect for human life. It was unfortunate for them that they tried to undermine us and trade useless materials for our high-quality items. This is when England took it a step too far.
England brought in this new substance known as opium. Little did we know, this happened to be a highly addictive drug, which can be found in the Middle East. The English knew exactly what they were doing. They were getting us addicted to this new drug and encouraging us to keep trading our goods for more. Our empress saw what this was doing to her people, and she tried to put a stop to it all by telling the filthy foreigners to stop bringing in opium. England refused. To put an end to their plans, they brought over even more opium, which angered the empress and our nation to the extent of declaring a very vicious war.
The Opium War led to disaster in our country. We were no match for England's steamships and cannons. We never actually had a chance to win because our weapons were so outdated, but China's nationalistic pride got in the way. Then, when we lost, we gave England a foothold on our country. They then took advantage of this and made us sign the Treaty of Nanjing. This treaty states that Hong Kong was given to England and extraterritorial rights were given to the U.S. and other foreign citizens, granting special privileges.
Our population had been growing 30% in 60 years, and everyone was hungry. We didn't have enough food to eat because England had taken it to ship back to their own home. This led up to the Taiping Rebellion, when an army of 1 million peasants rose up and tried to capture Nanjing and declared it back to China. Unfortunately, they lost and many were killed. This rebellion resulted in farms being burned down, trading rights given to other countries, and England saw how weak China had finally become. This also led to the spheres of influence. This was when the Europeans decided to make little parts of our country their own. Even though they lived in China, they didn't have to obey traditions and laws in their spheres. Later, the U.S. made the open door policy, which stated that we had to trade with everyone and could not seclude ourselves to one country. This was very upsetting to us because the foreigners treated us like dirt and never respected us once.
Finally, we had had enough. Many farmers and peasants who had their land taken away due to imperialism and the people who were against the acts of imperialism decided to rise up. They were known as the Boxers. Their motto was, "Death to the foreign devils." And this is now how the Boxer Rebellion came to pass. We teamed up with the imperialist troops and killed many foreigners. Our empress told the foreigners they had exactly a day to leave, but little did they know we were outside Beijing waiting for them. England failed to leave our country, so we decided to lay siege on the city. We were at this for a while, but the word spread that they sent for help, so we needed to act quick. We gave an all-in last effort to massacre the English foreigners. We were in the lead for quite some time, but then the rescue team arrived and rounded us all up with the help of our own imperialist troops, who had turned their backs on us. All Boxers were executed, and England now ran over government.
Imperialism is the logical evolution of capitalism in its quest for total control of the planet's resources. Imperialism focuses on cultural, economic, political, and ultimate military control over all aspects of human life for the benefit of one nation's greed. The imperialism of China had positive and negative effects. Some positives were that China was introduced to new ways of trade and weapons. The negatives were that China lost power and control of their nation, and they were also treated very badly and not liked.